Thank you for watching Lango News channel.
So, members, I think let me welcome you for our Monday press briefing. Today is the 6th of October 2025. For those who are watching us live on YouTube, QFM, you're most welcome as usual. North Kyoga region is generally peaceful and calm as week one of the presidential campaign went very successfully with no registered incidents. We are all aware that the Electoral Commission met all the candidates and campaign programs were issued with guidance on what needs to be done. Last week, a candidate, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, at the same time candidate for NRM party, was in our region. He began with Amolata Dokolo on day one, Aleptong and Oture, day two, Apach and Kwania. And the week ended well. We are supposed to cover today Kole Lira district and Lira city, but of course we got a formal communication from the Secretary General of the NRM party about postponement to another date, and can confirm that another date which has been rescheduled will be on Sunday 12th of this month. However, our Oyam program stands for tomorrow at 7 at the Oyam Boma ground. The organizers have been very closely in touch with security team in the region and the district for planning, and that is why we have not had any issues regarding candidate Seven's campaign the whole of last week and also this week. So far, so good. We now appeal to organizers of other presidential candidates to kindly meet with security heads to plan for such a successful campaign for their candidates. Something which is very key in planning is maintenance of the proposed venues, routing which will be agreed upon by the security team and the organizers. Supporters must be calm and respectful to the Electoral Commission's guideline. And as police and other security organs, we shall always provide security for safety of everybody. We shall carry out risk assessment before and after the rally. We'll identify appropriate traffic plan uh, to allow other normal flow of activities to go on without disruption. We'll be able to manage defiant and unruly crowd. However, we want to assure all the candidates and their supporters of our security preparedness to secure all campaigns program. We have in place different force multipliers which are already in the region. We have specialized units to support our territorial commanders. You've seen last week we had the APCs, we have fire brigades, we have canine, we have CCTV cameras which is on for surveillance, and our intelligence who are on plain cloth are always on ground to do ground assessment. We only call for cooperation from all the other parties involved to avoid any other hiccups that may come. But otherwise, our security preparedness is undoubtable. Independence celebration. As we are aware, every 9th of October annually, Uganda celebrates independence. And this year's independence celebration will be the 63rd, where His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta is expected uh, with other diplomats and dignitaries, government officials, to be in the identified district. We think it is going to be in Palisa. We should be reminded that the 9th of October is gazetted, it's a public holiday. Hence, a celebration will also be in North Kyoga region, as well as criminals will always take advantage of such days to commit crime like burglary and theft, robberies, defilement, terrorism act, assault, etc. As people celebrate, there will always be excitement, which leads to abuse of traffic rules and regulations, hence registering accidents. This is not the first independence celebration we are having. We appeal to the general public to avoid excessive drinking, reckless driving, and leaving homes unattended too. Always be conscious and alert and report any suspicious person to security team, and all the happening places such as bars uh, and pubs, restaurants and hotels, churches and mosques should heighten their security by use of uh, providing in place the gadgets like metal detectors and walkthrough. Of course, most of these places normally used are bouncers, but again, they should liaise with the area police commanders to beef up security at their facilities. Of course, as police and other security organizations, we shall provide general security by deploying foot patrollers in black spots areas, motorized patrols, intelligence-led operations to defuse suspected criminals. Our CCTV cameras is always on for surveillance 24/7. Emergency call lines of 112 and 999 is also available for reporting. But it's also important that we encourage our community members to have numbers of the OCs in the areas in which they lived in. This year's celebration has come at the right period when all our operational plans are in place following campaigns which is ongoing. Therefore, we are prepared to secure a Uhuru celebration as well. We registered a case of murder by assault in Uyam district. Our territorial police in Uyam district have arrested four suspects in connection to the death of one Okelo Stephen, which occurred on the 5th of October 2025 from Bamoin Sales, Eastern Ward, in Loro Town Council, Uyam district. It was alleged that on the 5th of October 2025, Okelo Stephen was invited by Ogoka Wilberforce, a youth clan leader, to the home of Akelo Lucy, which is located in Bamon Cells, for a mediation between him, Okelo Stephen, and Opio Basil, who had complained to the youth clan leader that Okelo has been having secret sexual affairs with his wife, Aloin Asara. Okelo, without wasting time during the meeting, he confessed and asked for forgiveness from Opio Basil. However, the mediator, Ogwoka Wilberforce, demanded for 50,000 shillings from Okelo Stephen, who didn't have it at that time. Hence, he ordered Ogwang John Bosco and Ikom Innocent to escort Okelo Stephen to go and look for that money. Okelo later went with these two men up to the home of a Job Kevin with intention to borrow money from her. However, it was alleged that Okelo excused himself to go for a short call and later took off. This forced the two boys to chase him and shortly caught him and started beating him up and forced him back to the mediation place, but had been beaten badly. Upon arrival at Akelo Lucy's home, due to too much pain and the beating that Okelo went through, he collapsed and subsequently died. The area LC1, Mr. Tim Joel, was immediately informed. He mobilized the community, and that home was surrounded. And by good luck, they were able to arrest all those four suspects and handed over them to Loro Town Council Police, who later transferred the matter to Oyam Central Police Station for further investigation. A case of murder by assault was registered. Crime scene was visited and well documented by the scene of crime officer. Statements are recorded from the reporter and other relevant witnesses. The body of the deceased has been picked and conveyed to Anyeke Health Center for mortuary, where we expect postmortem to be conducted. The suspects arrested include Ogwang John Bosco, 24 years old, Ikom Innocent, alias LDU, 21 years old, Ogoka Wilberforce, 32 years old, and Aloin Sarah, 26 years old. All of them are residents of Bamoinsel, Eastern Ward in Lira, in Loro Town Council. This is a very unfortunate incident that it's unfortunate that we have lost this young man. It's of course a very common practice that most time after such meeting, people demand for pay. It is something which is not acceptable, for it is against the law, since it is not reflected in any law books of this country. Of course, most time uh, these issues are being asked in LC meeting, the clan leaders, you know. Appreciation is not a right, but is upon someone whom you do him good or her to think within what his means is, then he can offer you appreciation, but it's not a demand. So this is a very strong message and warning to those who are engaged on that. In a similar way, we registered the suspected murder in Dokolo district as well. Our territorial police in Dokolo district, on information, discovered a dead body of yet to be identified a person from the swamp which is opposite Aguada Health Center 3 within Ajula village, Dore parish, Aguara sub-county. It was alleged that on the 3rd of October 2025, the OC station of Aduri sub-county police station received information that there was a dead body seen in the swamp opposite Aguata Health Center 3. Immediately, she informed the OC of the main station in Dokoro. An entry was made. A team of detectives led by district CID officers booked out and proceeded to the scene. A decomposing body of a male adult was discovered, which was picked and taken to Dokolo Health Center for postmortem. Besides the body, we recovered a bicycle and a phone. Findings indicate that the deceased could have been killed from somewhere else, but body ferret and dumped where we discovered. He had a deep cut wound on the chest with no signs of struggling at the scene. Um, of late, we have had a reduced traffic accident cases within Alira City, and above all along Juba Road, which was almost a very common case. You are aware, almost on a daily basis, we've been receiving accident cases in that place. Now, these accident cases were there. One is, first of all, you are aware that that road is still under construction, rehabilitation, and many of the road signs have not yet been put in place. But also within Lira City, we have been having cases of accident simply because also the city authority have failed to clear the road reserves that have always been occupied by market vendors. In a similar way, even on the street, you find some vendors have put fish, they've put potatoes, they've put tomatoes, very many other things you'll find along the way. So there is no way we can also run away from that. As if that is not enough, we still have wrong markings by the construction company. If you check from uh, Juba Road up to Kamdeni, we have wrong marking. You find in a corner they're allowing somebody to overtake. You find in a hill area they're allowing someone to overtake. So this makes the one who is driving thinks that he is allowed to overtake in such area, yet it is a very risky situation, even in a hill or in a trading center or in hospitals area. So these are restricted places that you really need to go normally. In a similar way, the city still lacks what we call a traffic wardens. I think it is upon the city leadership to come out with idea of recruiting a traffic wardens to guide. There are some spots where you find it is very congested. Pupils and students are going to school. We need those people, and it's not there. Then other things we have observed is also you find women who are riding motorcycles. They have babies at the back of at their back, which is also very risky. Okay, that's why now in vehicles we do not expect kids to sit in front of the vehicle. All the kids must sit at the back of the seats in the car. So it's something which we really need to do much. Much as people have been putting blames on the traffic team, but I think our traffic teams are doing their best to see that we control traffic flow within and without Alira City. So this reduction of late of the traffic incidences, we attribute it to one, we have embarked on sensitization. We have been deploying at the Kakoge Junction. I'm sure some of you must have witnessed. If you went to Kakoge Junction, early morning and evening hours, you find border borders, they can come 50 even at once in numbers, or 20, something like that. Very big number. So these people needs to be controlled. Of late, also, there has been erection of arms along Juba Road, though it's not yet marked, but somehow it has helped. Such kind of errand riding you used to witness. Right now, if you went to Juba Road, people drive, people ride, knowing they are harmed. So these are things we've been advocating for, and we are happy that the construction company has taken it up and finally they'll put it in place. What is remaining is only marking them because when you're driving, you can't know there is a harm ahead or not. Much as some points have the road sign, others still don't have. So it's still risky for someone to drive or ride without having those signs. Then finally, last evening, we arrested two youths from Uyam Town Council for defacing a presidential, duly nominated a presidential candidate for the NRM party, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, from uh, Uyam Town Council. These two youths are Unyang Kenneth and Udiek Innocent. They're in our police cells and the investigation is going on. And if there are substantial evidence to that effect, of course, uh, defacing is something which is seen because they remove or destroy this photo from electric poles, which is against the Presidential Election Act. So if all is done, we'll definitely forward their files to the resident state attorney for perusal and legal guidance, and probably on the preferred charges that needs to be levied against them. I thank you for listening. If there is any, uh,
There is one. There was a case of mismanagement of funds on some government officials, some districts in Lango area, about 15 of them. Maybe you can bring us how far is the case.
well, to that effect, so far so good. I think I talked about this last week. The whole of last week, our team headed by the regional CID have been in touch with the office of the DPP or Resident Chief State Attorney for submission of the files. It is true, 15 files were submitted, and as I speak now, 8 have already been sanctioned, and The remaining one are yet being looked into. We still have some gaps. There are some retired cows who have not yet surfaced at the region here for statement recording, but we are hopeful that we shall get them. So the files have equally been forwarded to DPP for final uh, clearance so that these people in question are arraigned to court. So it's moving on very well. Yes.
Last week, you also hinted at some of the candidates being the one to cause disruption, especially at the campaigning grounds. Some of the candidates who usually incite people instead, and I don't know how far or how you're going to deal with that. We have not witnessed it with the president's rally, but we are hopeful it may happen with the other candidates.
Well, I do not want to preempt what will happen tomorrow, but what guides us is what came out of the Electoral Commission's office. The guidelines are very clear, and we expect all the candidates and their supporters to behave within the guideline. Anybody who goes beyond or outside definitely will not watch or look at such a person. We shall guide that person to come back and be within what is required. And in this regard, that's why I was saying we have had a very successful campaign for last week. It is because the organizers have been able to approach security and we sat with them. We agreed on the modalities, how best we should handle. And this is the same thing that we expect. We already have a program for the whole uh, nominated presidential candidates. And we expect that all the coordinators and the organizers of different candidates, they should do the same thing that was done last week. And we believe this week we're going to conclude for candidate for NRM. And we expect others also to come. So it is important that they come in time so that we prepare, we see their ground, and we guide them accordingly. We do not want a situation where we go pulling ropes here and there. We don't expect that. In any case, we want this to be one of the most, most calm campaigns and elections as well. That is our target.
Thank you for watching Lango News channel. Please subscribe for more updates.